Today's AYL episode goes from the steps of the state capitol all the way to ancient Egypt and back. Hi, I'm Chad Booth. Join Rhea and me as we find out about the state of public land in Utah as U.S. senators and state representatives converge on the Capitol.
Then Stephen Heumann hangs out with mummies while finding out what adventures you can find within the city limits of a western capital city.
Finally, Don Dunwell takes a look at a little bird that could have a huge impact on the West.
At Your Leisure is next.
Okay, Rhea, I'm confused. Is this At Your Leisure or county seat right now? The location seems wrong.
We're doing a little bit of both today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi. And we're over here at Take Back Utah Rally, which is a really cool rally that everyone should be at next year for sure. And it's about public land access.
That's right. People from all across the state have gathered here at the state capitol for this rally. And in the course of the show today, we are going to track down senators, representatives. We're going to talk to some of the people that have traveled from the far corners of Utah just to get here for this event.
That's right. It's a big deal. And if you want to get out there and access your land, you need to support it. You need to support all these organizations that are here today. It really is a wonderful cause.
But first, we really have to go off to our travel adventure. You know, most people that live around the different parts of the state, they usually have a chore to accomplish when they come to Salt Lake. They do their business and they go home. But that's not really the case.
No. We're going to go check out what Steve Heumann's doing, and he's hanging out with mummies? You know, Chad, sometimes you come to work like that, kind of looking like a mummy, all wrapped up and kind of a little disheveled.
Yes, it's all the bandages that I have to wear from working with you the day before. Really? Anyway.
Who are these guys?
From dead. Well, they're not mummies, that's for sure. They're very much alive. Anyway, we have with us the two lions of land access. We've got Mike Swenson from Utah Shared Access Alliance, Brian Hawthorne from the Blue Ribbon Coalition, the national organization that looks after the interests of land access. Guys, quite a rally today.
It was.
Fantastic. Mike, so what is the importance behind a rally like this today, and what does it accomplish?
You know, it gives people an opportunity to get together, unite their voices, and speak up on issues that matter to them. This is a way for our legislators to hear that we care about land use issues, and if the state were to ever get access or title to the federally controlled lands, we want legislators to know that they need to keep them public. You have to be involved to win this thing. So,
Brian, I've got a question for you. What message would Blue Ribbon have for all these other western states that are in the process of tracking Utah?
I think the message I want to send is it's got to be a Western effort. You know, one state is not going to be successful alone. And if you agree with us that the system is broken, it's not working right, one state won't be able to do it. So we have to coalesce and do it as a Western state coalition, so to speak.
Well, I tell you what, we are so grateful to these two organizations for the help that they give us in our land access battle.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. You guys have done a great job.
All right, we'll be back with more of At Your Leisure here at the Utah State Capitol for the Take Back Utah rally. We'll be back in just a minute.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Chad and I are here at the Take Back Utah rally here at the Capitol. Now, we've been trying to track these guys down because there's some real important people here today to talk about this land access issue. And today I have Representative Ken Ivory here. And Ken, I'd like to ask you a question. What is House Bill 148, and what exactly, how has it changed the land access debate in Utah?
Well, Rhea, House Bill 148, a year ago we passed it overwhelmingly in the House and the Senate, and what it simply does is compel the federal government to honor the same promise to Utah that it already kept with states like where you came from, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Alabama, Louisiana. You know, Illinois used to be 90% federally controlled. So it's already been done before. The promises are the same, and this is the only solution big enough. When we have a $2 billion education funding gap, when we've got $5 billion of the $13 billion that we budget that comes from a federal government that's broke, and yet we've got more recoverable oil right here in Utah, Colorado, Wyoming than the rest of the world combined. This is about education equality. We know how to manage these lands. We can do that responsibly and not burn down our forests, not kill our animals, not pollute our air and destroy our watershed. This really is the only solution big enough.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Rita.
And we're going to go see if Chad has found his target.
Yes, Rhea, I have found my target, but he's a fellow that's used to being a target. Senator Mike Lee from the state of Utah. Senator, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Great. Listen, I got a question for you, okay? What is it that is being forgotten in this whole debate about land access, House Bill 148, and the transfer of public lands? Did somebody forget something in the whole process?
Yeah, I think one of the things they forgot is that we would be really nervous if any other landowner, whether it's an individual or a corporation or something else, owned more than, say, 5 or 10% of the land mass in our state. We'd get really nervous if any other entity owned 2/3 of our land and then said, oh, by the way, all that land is tax exempt. You, the state, and its subdivisions may not tax it. For some reason, we've looked the other way when it's been the federal government that has done that, and I think we've overlooked the fact that there's kind of a problem in that. Because whether it's a government or an individual or a corporation or something else that owns that much land, they've got too much power over our economy, too much power over our own ability to access our own land, to develop the energy resources that we need. It is just a problem. It is bad public policy. It is a bad idea for any one entity to own that much land within a state.
Well, that's a very good reminder going forward. I hope you have success in telling your colleagues that.
I hope so too, but you know, there are a few of us in Washington who get it. People on both sides of the aisle, people in both political parties who understand that we've got a problem and we need to find a solution.
Thank you for spending time with us, and thank you for coming back to do the Take Back Utah rally.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to go off to a story right now. It's very interesting. It is a land access story. How can one little bird tie up so much land across a state? Well, we'll find out. Yet another issue that affects recreation in Utah. It's really important that you stay on top of sage grouse and what's developing with it, because it could have more impact than a lot of the road closures.
Yeah, it's the new spotted owl.
Indeed it is.
Yeah, it is. And I'd also like to thank Rocky Mountain ATVMC for these great trail series. These guys are awesome, and they're really involved in land access too, and you really need to support them if you haven't.
They are huge supporters of this event and this effort, so we do commend them. Now let's find out what some of the people who have attended the rally have got on their minds.
I think it's issues that we all need to be more aware of and we need to actually fulfill. It's like I was telling my friend earlier, if you don't understand this issue, you don't understand America. You don't understand what we really stand for. So hopefully we'll get more people that actually start to stand up for us.
I liked hearing from our senator. I was actually glad that he was here. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know he was going to be here. So
I can see the importance of having access to our public lands.
I'm glad to see all the groups pulling together.
Well, I think there needs to be a balance. There are places, obviously, where you shouldn't be able to drive a Jeep or an ATV, but there's a heck of a lot of places where you should be able to go, and we need to have the right to keep going in those places.
It's going to make a big difference in our state, and so it's exciting to see everybody here. We have people from all over the state, which is exciting. They came from a long way.
To those that didn't show up, they need to understand that if they don't get involved, we stand a risk of losing more and more opportunities to get out and enjoy what we enjoy in the outdoors.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for joining us on At Your Leisure. It's been fun to be here at the rally. It's been a privilege to be a part of it. We have such a great state with so many people that are so concerned about multiple use that this is the perfect opportunity for us to tell you to get out with your family and friends. Enjoy
the great Western outdoors.
At Your Leisure.
Woo!
All right, thank you guys.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. Chad and I just looked right at Chad. Chad, go away. New spotted owl.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You're going to thank Rocky Mountain.
I am.